In 2014, Islamic State took over the city of Mosul in Iraq. Under their control, thousands of people were killed and almost 1 million were displaced. As well as destroying the city's present, IS also sought to destroy its past. Nineveh province and its capital city Mosul have a long history of coexistence between diverse communities, which is celebrated in their unique cultural heritage. IS deliberately destroyed mosques, churches, shrines, and heritage sites, along with the shared history these buildings represented. 6 years since IS was pushed out of Mosul, the city is slowly being rebuilt. But with memories of conflict embedded in the walls of the city, how can Moslawis begin to move forward? As part of the UK aid-funded Cross-Border Conflict Evidence, Policy and Trends Research Programme, also known as XCEPT, my colleague Dr. Craig Larkin and I interviewed residents of Mosul and Nineveh, as well as politicians, practitioners and academics in Baghdad, to find out how the legacies of Mosul's past could affect post-conflict recovery efforts. We discovered some Sunni Moslawi communities felt unjustly accused of having supported Saddam Hussein's Ba'ath Party regime just because many of them used to serve in the Iraqi army. But this history of military engagement has been part of their cultural identity since Ottoman times. Many we interviewed said they wanted their victimhood to be acknowledged too. People from every community suffered and resisted under IS, but often only one side of the story is heard. Some minority groups also felt they had been betrayed by both the Iraqi government and their neighbors when IS took control. If rebuilding efforts don't include the distinct cultures and heritage of these groups, it risks further excluding them. For reconstruction to be successful, the most important thing is to listen to what the Moslawis need. We found that current efforts to rebuild Mosul were seen to be prioritizing the restoration of heritage over the provision of services. Interviewees wanted safety and security. As one said, how can you build a church if you can't build a house? Mosul's history is made up of cycles of violence and peace, but it's also a history of coexistence. By encouraging open dialogue and understanding between different communities, competing narratives can become shared ones. And the city's history can be celebrated and commemorated by those who lived through it. There is a way forward, but Mosul needs to acknowledge the complexities of its past if it is to build back better together.